Yo, what is going on, guys? We're back today for another Alliance War video. This is war number 11, the second last to the end of the season. And guess what? We got 11 fights again, man. Back-to-back 11 fight wars. Crazy. So I did this first fight here right when I first woke up. I just wanted to get it out of the way. It's a super easy fight. I'm barely boosted. There's no way I'm gonna die to a mod. Even if I like set my phone down at a certain point, he would probably kill himself from hitting me. Like I'm really not worried about this fight at all. So yeah, this is super easy. Just wanted to get this one done, and then I can move up, wait for my energy to max, and I'll be able to bang out like a bunch of fights in a row. Because, like I said, I have 11 fights this war, so I don't want to be boosting a ton of times. So I'm only gonna have to boost really like 2 times this war. So yeah, that mob fight, like I said, super easy fight. So then I waited about 2 hours till I hit. I waited like 4 hours because I had to move up. But you see, I'm full on energy. I'm like, all right, perfect. I can do all my fights now. I'm boosted. And up first here we have a Nova with Heavy Hitter, and it's a rank 3 6-star Nova. So I was like, okay, I shouldn't take this fight like a joke. This is a beefy Nova. This is a pretty beefy Nova. So let me just play this smart. And we fought Nova before with Sorcerer Supreme on Ebb and Flow Intercept, and that fight was fairly difficult. It was pretty sketchy, honestly, but it was some good experience. So now, I'm feeling pretty good about fighting this guy. So what I want to do is just to get my passive regen up, and then I can just block his special attacks, and I'm going to heal up a ton. And that's going to be a big theme of this war, using Sorcerer Supreme, blocking stuff. And yeah, Sorcerer Supreme puts in a absolute load of work this war. I use her so much. We actually use her for the final boss too. So when this war started, when the war starts, I like to just like go ahead and see like who's the boss. That's the first thing I always look at, because lately I've been taking the bosses, and I see it's Magneto. And it's Magneto in every single battle group. And I was like, Magneto? That's very odd, but also interesting, and not like a bad boss either. So I was thinking, who would even be best for that? I was like, I might not get assigned this boss. I don't even know who would be the best champion for it. And originally, I went back to sleep, and I was just thinking like, who would be best for a Magneto boss? Let me know in the comments down below who you guys think would be best to fight a Magneto Alliance War boss. Because after his buff, he's a decent defender. Every time he heavies, he has an unstoppable buff. So that's pretty annoying. It makes it really hard to just get openings to attack him. So, the conclusion I came to was I think Symbiote Supreme would be maybe the best option for him. That's what I was thinking. I think he'd be a pretty good option. I was also thinking maybe Captain America Infinity War, because he can nullify Unstoppable. But I was thinking, yeah, like someone with nullify or buff preventative measures, essentially. That's what I was thinking, right? And then so the assignments come out. I see I have a crap ton of fights this war, and so this was the team I was assigned. And I was assigned Human Torch for the Alliance War boss. And I was like, Human Torch. I don't know. I didn't really feel great about that matchup. And so me and Taters talked about it, and I told him like Symbiote Supreme, and he didn't want me to bring Symbiote Supreme. He was like, what about Sorcerer Supreme? And I was like, yeah, I think she could be good for it too, but I wasn't sure. So going through this entire war, I have Sorcerer Supreme and rank 3 Torch on my team, so I don't have to make a decision until I get to the boss. So I was kind of just mulling it over, but BG2 actually usually clears before us, and like I said, every other battle group also had a Magneto boss. So yeah, we'll talk about that a little bit more once we get there. But this next fight here is a Black Widow Deadly Origin, and as you see, I'm playing really slow here. I'm trying to get my slow on her as much as possible, so that when she gets the evade thing up, she can't evade as long as she's slowed. And I'm also taking a lot of block damage here, but again, I got the regen up, so that's why I'm doing it. Only gonna attack her when she's parry stunned here to get rid of So she doesn't evade. Drop special 2 here, does some pretty good damage. Have a 150% Mystic boost on, so that's helping as well. But yeah, we just played that nice and slow, and we come out of there with that clean, full yellow bar. So, you know, so far, so good. Next up here, we have a long shot. And now, so for this fight, I'm going to go ahead and take off Dexterity. I want to drop Dexterity, so that's what I go ahead and do. And leave myself a little note here. Dex, having trouble typing. Dex on for Sorcerer, so cause I'm taking the next fight after this long shot. But I make a critical error, which is going to catch up to me later on. But as you see, I still have some numbers up on my name. I still have 5 mastery points, and they were in Mystic Dispersion before, and I was planning on putting them back in Mystic Dispersion after I did these war fights. But I forgot, which is gonna come back to bite me in the butt later on. But so this long shot here, this is a rank 3 long shot. It's a pretty scary fight. So the reason I took Dexterity off is because this node has what is that called? Basically, he eats a buff. I think it's Power Snack. Yeah. So he'll eat a buff, and he'll nullify it. So that could be Mystic Dispersion, but he'll also gain half a bar of power instantly. And this node also has backup recovery right here. If you see his power, it's shooting up into the sky. So I didn't want to get into a position where he accidentally goes to special 3, because then he'll stun me. It'll be a bad time. So yeah, I just took off Dexterity, and that way I don't have to worry about triggering any buffs ever. And yeah, this fight goes perfectly, just as planned. So yeah, the fight was great. Now, the next fight was odd placement. You know, the reason why I'm getting 11 fights for some of these wars is because it's just the way the map is set up. It really determines how many fights I get. When they put these Mystic Champions on these shared fights, I get them because I have the rank 3 Torch, and I'm very proficient in playing Human Torch. So yeah, it's really just the map layout that determines how many fights I get. And these maps were very Legacy friendly. That's why we're getting so many fights assigned. One of the main reasons. So we have a Sorcerer Supreme here on Mixmaster and Aggression Prowess. So I thought this was very odd placement. So I'm not worried about it though. You know, I'm not worried at all. It has Power Focus 1 as well, so she's just going to gain less power after she fills up a bar of power, which is cool. But just watch Sorcerer Supreme. Watch for when she throws a special attack. Are you watching? She's not throwing one. She's just not throwing it. And I was like, I mean, okay, you know, she's gaining power really slow, but at this point I'm like, okay, I should probably bait a special. Come on, throw your special. Come on, throw your special. Hello? She doesn't throw it. She goes to special 3. I'm like, ah, fudge. Hopefully this Sorcerer Supreme is like the one I faced a couple wars ago, and she just doesn't throw a special. So here, she's not throwing it. She evades here. That was calculated. She threw a heavy. I throw my special one. I'm like, all right, just kill her. 1%. And she throws it. I was like, oh, son of a B Manny. I think I should survive this. I should be fine. Because the main thing that I didn't want to happen was that, like I said, this node has Aggression Prowess. So you saw when I was trying to bait out a special attack, she was gaining a bunch of prowess. And that was very bad. If she threw that special 3 with even 2 prowess, I might have died. So my main focus was to get those off. But of course she threw it at 1%, but it's okay. It's just going to cost us some potions. So for this war, I'm going to go ahead and use my pre-fight on this fight. Someone else brought a 6-star torch, so to place it on the boss, if I do use Human Torch for the Magneto boss. So I don't have to worry about the pre-fight for that. So I'm going to go ahead and use my pre-fight here because we died to Mysterio on this node last time. Encroaching Stun, it can just go very wrong very fast. So yeah, we're going to go in here with Human Torch. And I used a Power Start 1 boost, which was a very good idea. Power Start 1 for this node is great because it has Power Reserve. So that 1 bar of power goes just so far. So what you're going to see is I'm just going to chill. I am just going to chill and wait for the Encroaching Stun timer. I'm not going to give him a bar of power. I am just going to chill. And then we're going to go for a full 3-hit combo into special 2, get him stunned. And as you can see, this guy's melting. As long as we have 10 temperature, we don't have a route falter. And he drops in a little over 30 seconds without throwing a single special attack, which is great, you know. So now we come back with full energy again, and notice the numbers by my name. It still says 5. I never put those points back in Mystic Dispersion. I didn't realize until I went into this fight. So we have a 6-star rank 3 Annihilus here. I got my Mystic boost going, and at this point I've decided that I'm going to use Sorcerer Supreme for the boss. So I get into this fight, and my plan was just to utilize Mystic Dispersion to get to a special 3 really quickly, and then with those Mystic boosts, you know, cycle power, and just with Mystic Dispersion I'll just gain a lot of power very quickly by nullifying his buffs. But I don't have Mystic Dispersion, and this is very bad. I'm getting trapped in the corner. He's getting the obliteration stacks on me, so he's going to be going unstoppable. I throw this to try to push him back. I'm able to dex when he dashes in, which is good. I'm going to push him back with another special attack. I got a slow on him here, so at least now he can't go unstoppable, which is going to help. But yeah, if I just had Mystic Dispersion, this fight would have been so much easier, so much easier. He gets a ton of buffs, which I could have just shot right up to 3 bars of power. But yeah, I made a really big mistake, and I can't parry here. I can't accidentally parry because of the one-eyed open. I mean, as long as the stun's on cooldown, I guess I could. But here we take a combo. We evade the special one right against the wall. That was a clean evade. If I messed that up, probably would have been pretty bad. But I finally make it to my special 3. We got the Fury phase going, so I'm gonna drop this, and it's gonna do some pretty good damage here. So yeah, it does a ton of damage, and it also gives me almost 2 full bars of power back. So I'm gonna go ahead and just drop those 2 bars of power. And he's almost dead. He's at a special 2. I don't want him to throw it, so I'm just gonna hold my block, let him come to me, throw my special, and he's dead. So we got him down, but now it's just gonna cost me a couple of potions. If I had Mystic Dispersion, like I said 3 times already, it would have been so much easier. But I'm just glad we didn't die. I was looking a little close there for a while. All right, so for this next fight here, we have a thing, and I've done this fight before. On this node and on the mini boss node, which is a much harder variant of this fight essentially. With Void, you don't gain any power, and you don't get to parry at all. So I'm gonna go ahead and use a Power Start 1 boost. That's mainly for the next fight, but I figured, you know, why not stretch it to this fight as well. So while that little red icon is up there, we cannot parry him. Gotta make sure that we don't accidentally parry. Here he throws a special when I didn't really want him to, but right here, while that reflection stun things on cooldown, I'm gonna parry a couple of times. I'm gonna do that just to build up some destructible charges. And now once it's back to being active, I'm just gonna go ahead and hit his block, push up his power to 1 bar, push up his rock stacks as well, and now we're good. Now everything's looking pretty good, and the timer goes on cooldown once again, which is good. I'm gonna go ahead and parry to build up some destructible charges and just to, you know, get some openings. So yeah, pushing for 15 rock stacks once more. I think this is also a 6-star rank 3 thing, but that's fine. Fought so many of these things this season. Most of them are rank 3 at this point. You know, it doesn't really make a difference to me anymore. And yeah, everything is going really well in this fight. I just want to be careful not to parry at the wrong moment, you know. I'm one of those types of people that, you know, if I am able to parry throughout the fight, I'm going to take advantage of it. I know some people just like to play these fights like don't parry at all, you know, just in case, so you don't ever confuse yourself. And that's fine, but you know, I'm not one of those types of people. I like to parry when I can. It just makes the fight so much easier. And yeah, so far so good. We're at 98% health, and he's dead. So textbook thing fight. That's great. Now the next fight is what I'm really worried about here. So I'm gonna go ahead and hide my webcam so you guys can see this Dragon Man's power gain. So we got a Dragon Man here on the Kinetic Transference and Powerful from Afar node. This fight can get a little crazy, so we're hoping for Petrifies right off the start. We do have the Mr. Fantastic debuffs to help with his power gain, which is nice. And I can also parry to just parry stun him to get rid of his natural power gain, which is good. But you can see the power gain from the node is annoying, and when that power gain and his power gain both get on, it gets pretty crazy. So here he dexes my special one, but then he runs into it like a dummy. Yeah, we've gotten 0 Petrify debuffs so far, so we're 0 for 2 so far, 0 for 3. That's pretty unlucky. I would hope to have at least one by now. I'm going to go for another one. I'm really hoping this gets a Petrify, and it does. There was a pretty good chance that it would. Thank goodness. And yeah, I'm just really hoping he throws these special 2s. He throws a heavy attack here. I'm like, dude, come on, throw the special 2 for me. He throws it, and our next debuff is guaranteed to be a Petrify, so that's good. Bait out another special 2 here against the wall. Pretty sketchy stuff, taking a lot of block damage, but that's okay. We get the second Petrify up at this point now. Finally, the fight's fully under control, but he's almost dead anyway. So here, I think this fight's over. I get no crits on my special 2. He goes to 3 bars, and then I go for a wild dash, and I kill him. So yeah, bit of a sketchy ending, but it works. I really thought that special 2 was gonna kill him. I could have done more just regular combo hits into the special 2, but I thought the special 2 would have been enough with Fear of the Void active. I guess I was wrong. We also got a little unlucky with no crits. So at this point, I'm like, okay, Mystic Dispersion, put it on, Lagacy. What are you doing, you idiot? God. So I don't need Mystic Dispersion for this next fight, really, but I definitely want it for the boss. If I'm going to be using Sorcerer Supreme against the Magneto boss, I 100% want max Mystic Dispersion. So, going to heal her up just a little bit here. I'm not going to heal her to full, because in my mind I'm thinking I can probably get some regen actually in the fight going. I might be able to finish this fight with full health, so might as well try to save myself a potion. We have a 6-star rank 3 Emma Frost. Interesting rank up here. On this mini boss node, it's got Hurt Locker, so I just don't want to throw the same special attack twice, and that's really the only node to worry about here. Fighting Emma Frost, can evade her special attacks, no problem, so we're going to keep on evading those. I'm going to throw special attack 1 here just to armor break her, which is going to allow me to parry stun her freely in this fight. And yeah, that's great. Now I want to build up to my special attack 3 to really do some damage. Also going to go for some reparries just to build up some destructible charges, because Emma Frost is a stubborn defender. So here we get back to the attack phase. So now when I throw this special 3, it's going to bank the armor break rune. So now every single time I throw any special attack, no matter what, an armor break debuff will be applied to Emma Frost. So she'll pretty much be armor broken for the majority of the rest of this fight, and that means I'll be able to pretty much parry for the rest of this fight, which is exactly what I want. So really the only way to lose this fight now is if I throw the same special attack in a row, and if I do that, then I need to get off a heavy attack right away, or I'm going to take like 60% of my HP just instant. We really don't want that to happen. So yeah, we're just going to keep mixing up our special attacks, go special 1, special 2, and yeah, this fight is just about over right there. The armor break fell off, she went back into diamond and tried to heavy attack me, but I was ready for her. And yeah, she's just about dead here. She's on her last leg. I throw my special 1 here, knowing that it's probably not going to connect. I just didn't want to go to 2 bars. And then, I mean, I probably should have just thrown the special 2. I would have had her locker, but I probably would have killed her. But just playing it extra safe there. 69 hits, always a good number to end on. And now we have the Magneto boss. So B Manny in BG2 soloed the Magneto boss with Human Torch, Flame On. It was a super impressive fight. He ended up using the bank method, which is where you dash all the way back against your wall and evade their decks and then punch with a light attack to basically get his openings, because there's just not a whole lot of ways to get openings against this Magneto with a Human Torch, because you can see those heavy attacks. You can't really punish them. There is a way if you wait to the very last fraction of this heavy to punish, but I don't know, that seems a little sketchy. So I decided, even though Bumanny sold with Human Torch, I decided to go with Sorcerer Supreme. Me and Taters both kind of agreed that we think should be a solid option. So you see I apply my slow debuff. Now this dude can't activate his unstoppables, so that's good. So as long as I have slow on him, we won't have to worry about that unstoppable, and we'll be able to beat out his heavy attacks. But so here's the first problem with my special 3. I can either bank the slow, the regen, or the armor breaks. And Slow would have been good to bank so that I don't have to worry about the unstoppable. Regen's kind of the one I didn't really want to bank, and I was actually wanting to bank the armor breaks because I was the only thing I was really worried about in this fight was my damage output. But I ended up banking the regen, but that's okay, because you're gonna see I pretty much can just play super defensive. You're gonna see I just take so much block damage in this fight, but it's fine because I heal it all back, pretty much most of it. So long as I have those regen. You see, I'm just gonna block his specials. Like, I don't care. I'm just gonna keep baiting out heavy attacks. You know, I'm just gonna play super slow, super defensive. Make sure what I really just need to make sure I do is keep up the slow debuffs. And yeah, I'm being very diligent in keeping those active. Throw a fat special 2 right there. We got double crits. The armor breaks are stacking up. So now at this point, I'm like, all right, time to go for a special 3. Mystic Dispersion is also really helping in this fight because of all the buffs that get activated on the boss node. I probably shouldn't have waited so long to throw my special 3. My armor break started to fall off. The original plan was to really cycle special 3s as much as possible in this fight. But with Sorcerer Supreme, the amount of damage that a special 3 does increases with the more banked runes that you have, so that's why I was throwing special 1s and 2s before, just to build up those bank runes so that my special 3 would hit harder, and hit pretty hard. I think it did like 40 or 50,000 damage, which is great, gave me about like a bar of power back. So I'm going to keep throwing some specials, keep building up more runes, keep this dude slowed, keep my regen stacks up so I can keep on baiting out heavy attacks, just taking all kinds of block damage. And yeah, here we're going to throw this special 3. This is going to apply more slow, so I know we'll be good right after this to bait out a heavy attack. And as you can see, it's going great. You know, we're at a full yellow bar. He's going down. The only thing I'm worried about is the time. I just don't want to time out. As you can see, we still got 2 minutes though. That should be plenty of time. Here he's kind of close to a special 2, so I'm like, all right, let's just slow down here. Let's let him throw the special 1. I'm going to go ahead and evade it, but I'm not going to punish. I felt like I was a little bit too far back, so I'm just going to chill, activate some more regen, activate some more slow on this guy, and just bait out my openings with that with taking block damage. So here, activate another armor break, some more slow, some more regen. Gonna punish that special. I felt like I was close enough. And yeah, at this point I'm like, you know what? It would be a pretty cool flex if I finish this fight with a full yellow bar. So now that's what I'm trying to do. So yeah, I'm gonna go for a special attack 1 here. And that is Magneto soloed with a full yellow bar. It took about 4 minutes. Very slow fight, but also very safe. That fight went so well. I was really happy with that, and I think ultimately I definitely made the right decision with going Sorcerer Supreme over Human Torch. Like I said, the Human Torch can definitely do it. B-Manny proved that. Very skilled fight, but I think Sorcerer Supreme is just very safe. You know, that I don't think that was that much of a skillful fight. I just took block damage. And we got, again, some nice compliments from the battle group there. And we did end up winning this war. So 11 fights. This time we didn't die, which feels pretty good. We only died 4 times as an alliance. And my battle group 3, actually finished with 0 deaths. We went deathless, which was pretty dope. So yeah, very proud of us for this war. Now let's go jump to the individual stats. And I think we got a card as well. Alright, what's going on, guys? So now we're going to jump over to the power rating, and we actually got a card for this war, which is super dope. Sorcerer Supreme just closing that book, all the spells in there. But the crazy thing is that we had 15 power rating for this war. I think that is the most power rating I've ever gotten for one single war, which makes sense because this was an 11 fight war without dying, which was dope. So yeah, that is a great card. Of course, Tater's always making awesome stuff. But yeah, if we jump over to the stats now, we are 86-1, and our power rating is 117. We're at 1.32 fight difficulty, which fights are pretty difficult, and we're still first overall in power rating. So at this point, you know, the deathless season's over, but we can still finish with 1 death. And now in the final war, it's going on right now, I have 11 fights again. And if I can solo all 11 of those fights and not die a single time, it is possible for me to break the all-time record in 4 Loki for the highest power rating in one single season of War. It's going to be very close if I do it. It's going to, like, it might like just fall short of the number one current record, or it might just beat it, or it might tie. So yeah, I just have to not die in that next war, and I am taking another boss. So if we get that boss solo, we'll be at 11 boss solos for the season. Currently we're at 10, which is just insane. This has by far been the best season, so hopefully we can close it out on a high note in the next war. So yeah, that's gonna do it for this war video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Drop a thumbs up. You're not gonna want to miss the next one. Let's see if I can finish with 1 death for an entire season. That'll definitely be my best one ever. It's gonna be my best season no matter what, with the amount of boss solos so far. But yeah, that's gonna do it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Peace out.